This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Hayabusa. Save 10% plus free shipping with code NUTSDEAL. Shield your mattress and pillows from allergens, dust mites, and moisture. Visit protectabed.com and save 20% with code MMA Nuts. Ticketnetwork.com. Save 5% off $100 or more with code PODCAST5. Get 15% off with code MMA Nuts at defensesoap.com. Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 263!
263!
My name's Zico Weigel.
Matt Griffith, on my show. By my fans, for my fans, we're walking the line between serious and Sputnik ridiculous.
Sputnik came out last night too, didn't it?
Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. It was one of the fights.
Oh, because
talking about the Russian.
Magomedov or whatever?
Which
Khabibov?
one? Bagatinov or the other one? Jerkimov?
Whatever. I don't know. Something with an off. Yes. Sputnik. What happened to the Russians?
They're dominating.
They are?
The space world because we're too cheap to fucking spend money on NASA anymore.
Well,
we're all about war!
I was reading that somewhere that Putin's like the richest man in the world or some shit.
Because he fucking ganks people and takes all their money.
Yeah, he controls the most cash in the whole world.
Yep.
Something crazy.
Good for him.
He's a gangster riding on horses, shirtless.
He's a judo master. He'll fuck some shit up
Oh, yeah.
and get in his way.
Absolutely.
See all those uncomfortable pictures between like him and Obama, like trying to shake hands and salty looks on each of their faces. Love it. You know what it is, Zingo?
What?
Brocktober!
Yeah!
We're ready every fucking October from here into whenever.
So we got 4 weeks of Brocktober.
That's right. I'm ready for the biggest fights in the world. We got Brock Lesnar and Shane Carwin ready to crash into each other.
That was like 3 years ago.
It might have been 5 years ago for all I know.
Was it that long?
UFC 116. It's been a while.
116, wow.
Never forget, Ingo.
Time flies.
Never forget.
Yes. So listen, speaking of UFC.
What?
We watched one last night.
UFC 192!
Yes. What did you think? Were you happy?
First off, before we get into it, we're going to talk about the man who fell in love with the Baconator.
Oh, boy.
Johny Hendricks.
Here it comes.
This guy.
This fucking guy.
He's not he's not very fan friendly right now.
No.
I think he blamed the fans for missing weight.
Yeah, I don't know. But there's the thing that's pure comedy gold. If you go on his Yelp page for his restaurant, did you see those?
Yeah.
I was looking at that this morning. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't believe somebody can't take it down. But there's all these comments, obviously from people I think from the underground.
Yeah.
Doing their thing. But yeah, he failed to make weight, and he actually ended up in the hospital with like a blocked artery, a blocked intestinal blockage.
He had like
kidney stones.
12 inches of something lodged in his rectum.
BBC up in there. So what were you saying before we said, how many pounds did he come in?
Well, Dana White said on Tuesday of this week, and the weigh-ins are on Friday.
3 days before the fight.
He's 26 pounds overweight.
Whoa.
So,
that's a lot. If you're 290 pounds, that's still a lot. But if you're a 170-pound fighter, that's insane.
Right, and I thought this was like best camp ever, and this and that, and
that's almost 20% of your body weight you have to cut.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time because his last fight against Lawler, he didn't make weight the first time, remember?
Yes.
And he had to go back and cut some more. So, well, first off, he's a middleweight now going forward. He's getting the Kelvin Gastelum treatment. This weight go up, should be. But this also goes back to the weight cutting problem where. Okay, here's the UFC doing all this great random drug testing on everybody, which Ronda Rousey is the #1 most drug-tested person, by the way, with 5.
I saw that. Pretty crazy.
Interesting. She must not pass the smell test.
Apparently not. She is kind of big. She's huge.
And so if they're going to do all this stuff for the random drug testing and they're weighing these guys ahead of time, why aren't they doing more about weight cutting? Or are we just going to wait till someone dies?
Well, intestinal blockage and kidney stones is a very serious thing.
Well, didn't Cormier have issues with the kidney stones? I think not in MMA, but I thought that was back when he was doing
Olympic.
Yes.
Yes, I think you're correct. I think that means your body's like, whoa, dude,
shutting down.
I'm gonna shut down on you here in a second. So
we're done.
Yeah,
we're gonna piss a little blood right now.
Yep. So obviously Hendricks has issues between camps. I think it's no secret. I think Dolce had commented on this about that he just gets too heavy between fights.
Yeah.
And that's great and all if he wants to fight at 185, which I think is ridiculously stupid for a guy his size.
I think it's awesome.
You do?
Yeah, well, I think, it goes back to the point, everyone should probably move up a weight class.
But, dude, look how huge Weidman is. That guy's like over 200 pounds.
Well, he should be moving up because he's having a hard time making the weight. It's like all these guys, at some point, someone's got to step in. And I don't know why the UFC just doesn't step in. I don't have the solution as far as like how you go about it, but you got to establish some sort of a minimum weight.
Yeah.
And something with your hydration level and something with your body fat percentage.
Hard to measure.
Work it all in and weigh guys 30 days out, weigh them 5 days out, weigh them the day before, and then when they step into the octagon. You have all the numbers. Just do something about it.
Yeah. Well,
before someone dies.
Luke Rockhold was saying that maybe the UFC should just administer the IVs post-weigh-in. I mean, that would certainly help.
That would help some cases.
Some cases,
not
right?
in this one, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that, and I think that guys in general are cutting way too much weight, but how do you stop a guy? If he really wants to do it, and he can do it, how do you stop him? Can you stop him?
Well, that's where the UFC has to set up some sort of guidelines. If they can do all these other guidelines with random drug
testing. Like a 10% maximum?
Something. Just do something before someone dies. I don't want to go too deep, but I just want to raise the issue again.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen. I think eventually.
How many fights have we lost? I mean, that's the problem. It's like when I looked at this card, that's the fight I wanted to see the most was Woodley versus Hendricks.
Could have been good, yeah.
And then because that fight didn't happen, then we had 2 fucking pie weights get moved up. I have to sit through this. Luckily, we talked over the entire fight.
Pretty much. I think at some point I was like, are we going to watch these fights? Like, nah, we're just going to listen to crazy stories about
guns and this and that.
Cops and bags of guns and shooting.
Hundreds of guns.
Like black men and Muslim men riding together and just the whole story was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was comedic gold. I'm telling you, we should start recording these.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to do this.
Some way.
These sessions, and we got a good crew here. It's almost like we got like a UFC family that comes.
Yes, we do. And they are hilarious, so but I think the main event kind of pulled everything together. Although there was a couple of fights on the undercard on the main event card that had some interesting moments. Yeah, what do you want to talk about first?
The undercard was the best. There was this one fighter, Yair Rodriguez. If you didn't see his fight, you should go watch that. Just fucking throwing every kind of strike and jiu-jitsu, very smooth, very flowing. Then you had that Sage Northcutt,
that guy's
19
crazy.
years old,
yes.
and wins in under a minute.
He looks like a freaking, like, remember when you were a kid and you had like these,
the He-Man
doll? He looks like that. Like he looks, I'm like, dude, how's this kid have this kind of muscles? But then you go and look back, there's pictures of him like when he was a kid all over the internet, and literally he's looked like this his whole life. He's like a genetic specimen. I think he was made in like a fucking lab, whatever. But he does this front flip thing. Just Google it. It's out there all over the place. I don't know how what he did is humanly possible.
I think there's wires attached or something. I'm going to make this guy look like he's doing flips or fucking dropping wires.
Crazy. So we'll see. And there's a lot of talk. I think some of the people on the underground are getting a little ahead of themselves. Oh, he'll smoke Conor McGregor and all this blah, blah, blah. He's 19, okay? There's a difference if not. You fight a 30-year-old man, like a 19-year-old, it's a whole different ball game. So let's see him fight somebody who's actually, that I know. I don't know who the fuck this guy is that he fought. So let's see him fight. Yeah, exactly. A ranked person, someone with a name that we all recognize. Let's see how it goes, okay? But on the main card, you want to talk about Julianna, Pena, and Jessica? I have one thing I want to bring up. What did you think about the knee to the head on the ground and how they handled the whole situation with that?
I'm okay taking points away.
You are?
Sure.
Okay.
But I think you need warnings first. I guess it depends on the severity. It was
pretty solid, right to the tempo.
Yeah.
It was pretty
so
good.
I guess the trade-off is since you take the point away, you lose the position.
Mm-hmm.
I would have rather her kept the position. I guess
she was on top.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah. I don't know. It didn't look like blatant, but it was kind of blatant. So it's hard to what was she thinking? I would have loved to know. I don't know if they asked her about that post fight or whatever. But
it's the ref's discretion. I can't do anything about it.
I see.
And then, there's two other points to be made. One, how about the woman who's in the octagon before the fight starts, and she's behind Jessica Eye, and she's trying her damnedest not to look at Eye's ass.
Oh, yeah.
She's trying. She's like, I can't look at her ass. I can't look at. Oh my God, I look at her ass.
Look at that. I like it.
This woman, she's been doing that to all the women fighters. I support the cause.
She's got dark hair, looks Hispanic.
I support the
descent. You do.
And then, how about Pena after she wins, calling out Ronda Rousey?
No, not ready.
What are you doing?
No.
Good for you for thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see a fight again, a little ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Let's see you dominate somebody in dominating fashion.
Yeah.
And
then what'd you think about that, when we're talking about that fight, the promo for UFC 193, the Rousey versus Holm? Remember that?
Yeah. I'm mixed on it. I liked it. I like some of it. It kind of hits you in that soft spot,
Like when you see the little girl arm barring a teddy bear, ripping the arm off.
Yeah.
Animal abuse.
Yeah, it's a soft spot. It's an interesting take on they're selling me. They're selling me.
Well, they have to do something to sell you, right? Because it's so much. I don't know if she's Ronda a 10-1 favorite, or
she's a pretty big favorite.
You got to do something spectacular to sell this fight. Well, actually, I don't think you need to anymore with Ronda, because go back to the Cormier fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the biggest cards of the year, if not the biggest card.
Yeah.
And that was the only fight really on there. So I don't know if you really need all the smoke and mirrors anymore.
It was a cool commercial. It's probably one of their more like emotionally driven promos they've done in a long time. So we'll see. It's a good story, the girls and all that. Holly Holm I always kind of thought was just so, but looking at her track record, I don't know, you had said something about her, she's training at Jackson's or something,
yeah,
right?
And with Jon Jones and oblique kicks. Who knows?
You never know.
Anything can happen.
It can.
Matt Serra GSB. I'm just saying.
That would be crazy.
Please happen. Please, I would love the Holm.
Shake up the whole MMA escape.
Fucks
But like Rousey loses and then Conor McGregor gets KO'd by Jose Aldo.
Sure, whatever.
or actually in that fight, whatever happens is fine as long as it's not a decision, right?
Yeah.
If McGregor knocks out Aldo,
it can't be a
that
draw.
would be awesome.
Oh, and by the way, I did jinx this card with the Hendricks thing. Remember, I said something along the lines last week that this looks like a great card. Hopefully, no one's gonna get injured. Fucking can't. There's only a week left. There's no way someone's gonna get hurt or pull out of the fights. Sorry.
Oops.
I did that.
Baconators.
Fucking Baconator. We
should send Johny Hendricks a gift card to Wendy's. Let's not do that.
Hey,
maybe we should.
He's the one who said it.
$100. Send it.
With his chaw.
Yeah.
What else? Evans Bader?
Yeah. I was just kind of like, Evans looks like either ring rust or it's time to hang him up. You want maybe a little bit of both?
Yeah, probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years and injuries. I thought he would be a litlittle bit fresher coming back, but
I know you guys were
it's a tough
complaining
fight.
the entire fight about Bader's horrible footwork.
It's terrible. Just because he was like walking and crossing his feet, and that's step one in striking. You don't ever want to do that because you get hit, you're off balance, you're falling down.
Yeah, and his body style, which is like skinny legs and big upper body.
And
looks a little weird.
Did you notice that the body types look a little bit different?
Yeah. Leaner. I would say definitly leaner.
Bader looking a little leaner than normal. Not as jacked as he's been in the past.
Yeah.
It's tough because now I've got some thoughts on what to do next for them. I don't want to see Bader get a title shot yet, but I think I got a good matchup for him.
Okay.
Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Versus Bader?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I got to go there with
You want to derail the hype train as Ryan Bader?
A little bit.
Okay.
I don't want to. Well, the problem is we're kind of stuck with Jon Jones and not knowing when he's going to come back. Because I don't think Bader gets a title shot right now. I don't think he's worthy of it right now.
We'd like to see a Rumble and Jon Jones fight. I would like to see that.
Mm-hmm. Stuff we haven't seen.
Right.
But, I mean, when Jones comes back, he has to fight DC. I mean, that has to happen. That's Jones.
If he still holds the belt.
Right. And then next for Evans, maybe Shogun. I don't know. He needs. We need to have this.
Like
Shogun. I don't know. He's like 33, but he's 42 in my mind.
Yeah. He sounds ancient. You say Shogun, I'm thinking like a grandpa with like a cane.
Something, but I mean,
crazy.
That's probably a good matchup right about
Okay.
now. And then we get into the main event. What'd you think?
What about that fucking slam by Cormier in the first round?
It was like what
Unbelievable.
he did to Dan Henderson, right? He didn't ragdoll him as much, but still impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was Henderson because Henderson was so much lighter than him, but
Yeah.
Gustafsson's a big boy, and he just threw him on his head basically. It was exciting. I think both guys, showed good things. There's a lot of talk on the web of Gustafsson may have won that. I think it was close.
I didn't see that.
Very close, but I definitely think Cormier won that fight. He was moving forward the entire time. Gustafsson was doing a lot of resetting, as you call it.
Well, and I was okay with the resetting early, where he's
turned up.
getting out and running away, but then
funny.
he's coming back offensively.
Yes.
In the 5th round, boo this man!
yeah, he was
Fuck
brilliant.
him!
That was
He's
the best.
running away, and then he's not engaging.
Yes.
If you're gonna run away, you must reset and then engage.
You were totally cool
offensively.
with it, and then you just turned
Yeah,
You
because
turned on
he was
him.
fighting.
Fuck
I don't want to
you.
say he's fighting like a bitch, but he's not fighting.
yeah.
That's
Well,
not fighting at that
He
point.
took a lot of punishment, and I don't really know what the fuck his corner was up to, because somebody in his corner should have told him, "Do not clinch. That's not working for you. Stop clinching."
Well, that's I question his fight IQ, because there were 4 times he got tied up in the single collar clinch or whatever you want to call it, one hand behind, and he's just ringing him up with uppercuts, ringing him up,
Just hanging out there.
After that happens twice, I'm not doing that again.
No.
Once, I get it, okay. Twice, fuck, I'm in this position again. But 3 and 4, that should never happen. Where's your fight IQ? And then there were a couple times where Gustafsson's looking at his corner, or somebody. I don't know if there's a hot chick in the front row. He's like, hey, Paulo Filho, this isn't
Fighting the
ghost.
invisible ghost.
Right, don't do that. So, I mean, it was a good fight because this, I think you said it, this fight pretty much saved the card.
It did.
Because up until that, I'm like, oh, you're killing us. And please just let this have some drama. I want some back and forth, some back and forth. And you see the momentum shifting from round to round. And Cormier I think the biggest thing is that you had a fight where 2 guys wanted something. And we don't get that very often where they're both hungry for it. And the skill level is just so close. It's right there for anybody.
Yes.
And Cormier just edged through in that 5th round.
He did.
Because it came down in the 5th. It was
yeah.
2-2 going into that, and he got it in my book.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the decision. So, you'll see what's next for both guys. Cormier may be on a fast track to fight Jon Jones. I think although I read something today that he doesn't want to fight Jones in New York or something.
Yeah, I don't get that, but whatever.
They've done it once, so maybe he learned his lesson. We'll see. Now's his chance. Jones coming off a long layoff.
I don't know. Jones looks pretty hungry.
Yeah.
A motivated Jon Jones is going to be...
Like a motivated BJ Penn.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to beat.
Okay.
Especially if you you got his title by not beating him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just keeping it warm. I'm going to be pretty fucking pissed off when I fight you the second time.
My title.
I'm finishing you. Like how I did Lyoto Machida, standing guillotine, drop you off. Thanks for playing.
Yep.
Next for Cormier, yeah, so Jon Jones probably. And we're at this weird spot too, because Gustafsson, he's kind of not going to get another title shot for a while because you've lost to Cormier, you lost to Jones, you lost to Rumble. So it's like all those top 3 guys, where do you go? You're going to fight OSP? I mean, you're going to have to drop down to fight someone lower.
You could.
Rampage, I mean, I don't know.
It's a tough call.
Go up to heavyweight. Maybe. I think Cormier should actually go up to heavyweight.
I don't know. He looks a little soft even at 205. It's like he could cut even more weight.
He could, but
He can go
he
down to
doesn't want
185.
to. Just be healthy.
He likes his fried chicken.
Eat and go up
Watermelons.
to fucking heavyweight and just say...
Corn,
just
biscuits, gravy. I'm hungry. Mama,
See?
I gotta eat
You
now.
talk about food. But he could move up to heavyweight and just say, I'm not going to fight Kane.
Yeah,
Period.
Especially now that Kane doesn't have the belt, right?
Right.
He could avenge his brother and fight for Doom.
Yeah. I will take it. One of us will get it back.
Yeah.
That's all I think I got to say about that. Moving right along. Some news. What do you want to start with? The Jon Jones trial?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
So it was interesting to see this whole thing streamed. I think I was in here like working out, and I'm streaming it on my iPhone. I'm like, this is the craziest fucking world we live in now. That I'm sitting here busting a workout. I've got Jon Jones Trial on my iPhone, like listening to what's happening. Mm-hmm. This guy, no fine, 18 months probation, no felonies. Has to make 72 appearances at schools to do a speaking engagement, and the judge was extremely fair. Like this crafty old man, just you got really lucky, Mr. Jones, real lucky.
Was he a black man?
No, he was white.
He was a white man. Did he have a southern accent?
Yes.
Okay.
But my southern accent's not so good.
You sound kind of like Ricky Bobby or something.
Okay. but basically he was saying that, you got real lucky because one decision could have just ruined your entire life.
Yes.
You were a hair away. Just a hair away. Imagine he kills someone there.
Or didn't go back and get the shit that was worse than
right.
the marijuana and money that was in the car.
They found out he's high on cocaine or whatever, allegedly. But he's got that going. And then the judge also told him that, when you're given these speaking engagements, I don't want you to teach these kids how to rear naked choke someone. Mm-hmm. Like, that's great. Here's some 80-year-old judge who actually knows what the fuck he's talking about and who he's talking to. Like, I want you to go out there and tell them about who you are and the mistakes you made and what you're doing to correct it and how you're going to turn everything around. Like, that's great.
Yes.
Do that.
I like it.
And you've got 72 of those to do.
It'll help him as well, I'm sure. Yes. To remember why he's a fuck up and how he cannot be a fuck up anymore.
Yes.
So, hopefully. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Or something.
So I just don't know how long the UFC is going to wait before they announce he's back in.
I bet you, like, this week.
Well, they're probably going to save that, and because I'm going to imagine, it seems like every week there's some shit story that happens. Like, what was it last week? The UFC possibly hiding the Belfort drug tests.
Which they now said that they did not.
Right. So. Categorically deny it. Never happened.
I know nothing.
Yeah. But then I think they're going to save the positive for that. Like, you're waiting for that next shoe to drop, and then Jon Jones is coming back!
Nice.
DC!
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. What else you got going on?
What do I have going on? Well, Nick Diaz, ongoing situation. Apparently, the UFC has put him in touch with their lawyers, according to him, and he's going to work some shit out. I don't know what's going to come of it. Obviously, the whole thing is bullshit. You had said, what, Nowitzki came out and said that was bullshit, right?
Yeah, he said that the Nevada State Athletic Commission should use the WADA test. Much higher standard, much more accurate test. Go with those. Yeah. Not this Pi Lab, which leads into...
Quest.
Yeah.
Optics.
Which leads into a little bit of a conspiracy theory of why are they using this questionable lab? Because I don't know if it was the same lab that Anderson Silva got the positive test for, but it's almost like, here's my conspiracy theory, that they're using the shitty lab, they're paying them off, and they're just doing it so they can collect fines at the end of the day.
That makes a lot of sense.
Why go with the WADA test? Let's go with the Nevada State Athletic Commission testers.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll digress.
Give us our money.
Yes. I don't know what they do with them, White. Does it fund the NSAC? Does it go to the state? I have no idea.
I think it funds them. Yeah.
Well, I hope not, because then that's even a bigger red flag of, well, they're fining people hundreds of thousands of dollars to fund themselves. Maybe they shouldn't be in this position here.
Goes right in the pocket of whoever's running the shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's questionable at best. So why Dana White still is yet to come out and say yay or nay on this whole situation. I know Nowitzki came out, and Nick saying that they have the UFC lawyers representing him now, but why weren't they backing him up initially? They know all the fucking details. If it was, look at...
Because he's a rule breaker, Matt.
Well,
he's smoking the marijuana.
Both Dana and Lorenzo were at the Jon Jones trial.
Reefer is bad. Do not smoke the reefer.
I hear you, but why did Dana and Lorenzo go to Jon Jones trial but not go to Nick Diaz? Why don't they help Nick? They only help the people...
Because Nick doesn't play by the rules, Matt.
Well, does John?
Yes.
UFC 151 and go,
Wow.
never forget.
Whatever.
It was Jon Jones' fault.
I blame that on Chaelson, who backed out. I forgot.
Dan Henderson got injured. Chaelson said he'll step up on like
It's
a week's
Chaelson's
notice.
fault. Fuck him.
All right, fuck that guy.
Jon Jones
He's
had
a gangster.
no problems in that one.
Mm-hmm.
All Chaelson. Yeah.
I just think it's curious. You got to have the back of your fighters. You can't just support one guy and not the other.
Yeah, especially in a ruling that's totally like setting a
Fucking horse
precedent.
shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to come back to bite them in the ass, because I'm sure it'll happen again. So, I don't know.
And then we had all this lawsuit stuff with the UFC and the class action lawsuits against them, where basically whatever the UFC has wanted to do, the courts have said, nah, everything is proceeding in the favor of the fighters right now, so we'll see how that progresses. Then we had BJ Penn. He seems a little misguided of late, Ingo.
Hey, now.
A little misguided. I'm just saying. He kind of went off on a tangent and a rant against Mike Dolce and said he was going to fight Nik Lentz because he's Dolce's boy, this and that, and he's going to come out of retirement. And then Nik Lentz posted something, and he said, I don't even and have not worked with Dolce for quite some time, so fighting me will have nothing to do with Dolce. But for the record, fuck you, BJ. You talk too much now. It used to be about actions, but now the spoiled little rich kid you are, all you do is talk. I'll gladly fight you anytime. So get your mom and daddy to paint you some plans, fly Hawaii out to Vegas, give little baby Penn what he wants, and come out of retirement. This time I'll make sure you retire properly.
Nice.
Good for him.
Shit's never going to happen.
No.
It's a bunch of, like...
Just like, yip, 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 yip.
I don't
Two
know
little
why.
yappy dogs.
I don't know why BJ even gives a shit, but whatever.
He's a fighter at heart.
I think he's mad at Mike Dolce. He should fight Mike Dolce.
Well, he's just mad he paid $1,000 a day.
20 grand.
Like, why would you pay that much for a fucking guy and then...
I'd be pissed too.
Yes.
Fuck? It's a lot of money.
Just do steroids.
What is that word? Egregious, as you like
Yeah.
to call it.
Perpetuity egregiously?
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about?
Let me see. I got another story. Ooh,
Alrighty.
you're going to like this one.
Go.
Cyborg randomly tested at dance class.
Oh, that's dirty. That's a dirty drug tester right there.
Is that the one where she's hanging on a pole dance class?
God damn
Yes.
right. That's the only dancing that she knows.
Nice. So they have a picture of her and her arm outstretched with the vein about to be injected with whatever you
Yeah,
call it.
they're injecting her, not
Yes.
taking it out.
So pretty interesting that they're doing that. You had said, did you mention this while we were taping or before that?
What?
Rousey's the most tested fighter?
While we were taping.
Yeah.
So she's at 5. I forgot who was second on the list, but the people you would expect, like the Vitor Belfort, maybe has 1, if I can remember correctly. But
Well, he's definitely off the sauce now. He passes the smell test. Right?
I guess.
He's like all flabby and shit now.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yes.
I miss TRT Belfort.
The Vitor Belfort,
Mhm.
1800 TRT level era.
That's crazy. So that's bad. That's bad news.
Good. It's good for you, Matt.
It is.
His balls must be like so tiny.
It's no
like,
bullshit.
There's no
They-
balls there.
They
It's
shrink
not like a
so
marbles,
much. It's
Tiny
so
marbles.
sad.
He just pling.
Like, what's happening, balls?
Come on, balls.
We used
Come
to
on
be
back.
champions. Now not so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
all
all
good.
good.
Yep.
Then we had Tank Abbott. I forgot to mention this one last week, where he said he wants to fight a woman.
Yes.
So I'll give him the exact quote. He says, I will fight any woman on this earth for free. If I win, which is going to happen, and you're going to get bashed up, you have to make me a sandwich. If I win, I'll give you $100,000. You know, a lot of people were freaking out about this, but why? Why can't he throw out a shout out like that or a challenge?
Do you think any woman would take him up on that? I think Cyborg could take him.
I think
That dude
I think
can't
she
have
would light him
much
up.
of a
I
bad
think
gas tank.
Ronda Rousey would light him up.
I don't know if she can armbar him. That guy's pretty friggin' stubby.
She just sets the closest distance, and that fucker's going. He's getting thrown.
You think so?
Yes.
It's pretty damn heavy though.
He's old and heavy. I like both their chances against him.
Okay. I think they should do that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Come on.
Spectacle.
Exactly. Bellator, where are you at? Dynamite 2! Tank Abbott versus, fuck it, two women.
Two women.
Yes. Threesome in some circles. What else should I talk about? Felice Herrig?
Please.
Doing a photo shoot for Muscle and Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, normally, not a fan of the Felice Herrig. I'm honest.
Yep.
Fan of this picture, though.
It's a good one.
It's posted in all its glory.
Mm-hmm.
She's how big?
115 pounds.
Very petite.
She looks all of more than that in that picture. Would you say it was the sweat and all
yeah,
that?
the sweat.
Whole,
She's been working.
The glow and the glistening.
Yes.
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Like
it seems like she's headed in that direction, more of a fitness model versus like a fighter. It's fine.
You gotta make your
She's doing
money somehow,
that
right?
American Ninja thing. Show. Didn't make it past the first obstacle, but hey.
Hey, not so much.
I think she's gonna try again. Something.
She'll probably not make it to the first obstacle.
She'll make it. It's a lot of pressure.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a choke. She's a choker.
Not sure.
Did
I
you
should
just say choke her, or she's a choker?
I'm not sure how I should take that, Matt. It's good or bad, either way.
I don't say nothing.
Whatever.
What else? Rich Franklin just retired.
He did. Sad state of affairs. It's weird that he just kind of busted out with that now, but.
Well, when did we see him?
Last year, around this time, I want to say. Maybe October, November time last year, right?
When we talked to him, and we were asking him about his last, you still have a fight left on your contract. You gonna fight? It's like, yeah, it's kind of weird because I'm, vice president of ONE FC. How am I gonna come back into the UFC and promote the rival organization? Like, yeah, I get it, but it's like one of those other guys who, when you look at UFC champions, like there was a guy who was a great role model. And if you want to see some fucking beatdowns of a fight, watch him versus David Loiseau. Watch him versus the late Evan Tanner. Oh my God.
Or who did he stiff? I forgot.
Nate Quarry.
Nate Quarry, yep.
Well, Nate should have never
Don't
been in
watch
that
the
fight.
Anderson Silva fights.
No, I'm talking glory days of Rich
Those were bad.
Franklin. And, now obviously he's got a successful juicing business. I forgot what the name of it is. That's right. You come in, he shoots you up, you're on the juice, brother!
Yeah, good for him.
But, yeah, you like to see people have success outside of their UFC career once they're done. And at least he's being a positive role model and making shit still happen, which it's good to see. And congratulations to him.
Good speaker, too. He impressed me with his ability to kind of put words to his experience, and the whole, was it Chicago Ideas Week? We checked him out at. It's pretty good. I think he was definitely, good on stage. So
that's right. What do you say? It was like fuck like a champion. Wasn't that the name of his thing?
I don't think so.
That might have been Boogie Nights. I keep getting those two confused.
Yeah. Was that butter in your ass or something?
Butter in your ass and lollipops in my mouth.
That's it.
Ace. I'm a simple man. Like simple things.
There you go. Got anything else?
Yeah, the last thing. What do you make of this Ronda Rousey on the cover of Men's Fitness? She is the first woman ever to grace the cover of Men's Fitness. And I think even on the cover it says, what the fuck? Ronda Rousey on the cover? Are they saying she's a man? I'm a little confused here, Ingo.
Yeah, that's weird. What was the whole point of that?
I don't know.
I bet you they sold a lot of magazines, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's trying to jump on. That's how sad a state of affairs it is when a Men's Fitness magazine has to resort to a Ronda Rousey. Let's fucking put her on a cover. Or Sports Illustrated. Ronda Rousey's the best fighter ever. Pound for pound. Like, no, just stop with the bullshit.
Tete for tete. Hey,
Okay.
did you hear about that
I'm ready.
that
Go.
girl fighter that's talking about, like, she can't cut weight because her titties are too big?
Yeah, like,
Remember that?
15 pounds of titty or something.
So she moved up a weight class because she can't cut the weight?
Hey, it's all
Titties are
good.
too
Don't lose your titties.
That's fine.
That's right.
It's hard to fight
Keep
with
them if
big
you got
titties.
them. Don't cut those
Although
off.
you could use them like, how some guys roll the shoulder, you could roll the titty right into those punches.
Didn't we almost have some wardrobe malfunctions too during that Eye and Pena fight?
Yeah. Shit was riding up.
Way up.
Yes.
I thought Reebok's clothing was designed for performance.
Well, it was.
But not for a fight?
No. Easy on, easy off.
Hey, I'm like that.
Yep.
Can we get some new styles, please, from the Reebok gear?
I need some color. I'm tired of the blandness. Everything's white or black, and with a little bit of gold lettering mixed in.
Yeah, the only mix-up is if you have a champion, right?
It's retarded.
So is.
Give me some color, man.
Exactly.
The octagon is gray. The colors are black and white. There's no more banners.
Prison rules.
It's like fucked up. I don't know.
Well, it's so sanitized. It's vanilla UFC at best.
Don't like it. Fuck you, Dana White.
There you go.
And your Lorenzos.
And you want to sponsor us?
Please.
No. Sorry. We will be here. Should we go into some Ask the Nuts?
Please.
We're moving right along.
I think you got a lot of shit. I'm excited. My balls are tingling.
Good. My little marble balls are thinking about tingling.
Okay, good.
Not quite there yet.
Yes. They quivering. There's like a little pre-earthquake kind of a rumble thing going on.
Something.
Like
they're coughing. When they cough, they're like.
Nice.
Ryan Smith asks, do you think the UFC intentionally put Pettis versus Alvarez as co-main of the TJ versus Cruz since it can't carry a fight night on its own?
You probably. I'm not that super excited about either fight necessarily.
No, and the Cruz, he's probably gonna get injured.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna say 90% chance that fucker gets injured.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Yeah, moving right along. Frank Fleming asks, what do you think the UFC should make the main event at UFC 200 in July? Jones versus DC2? Ronda versus Cyborg?
Yes.
What do you both think is likely, and what would you love to see as the main event?
I think you nailed it. Ronda versus Cyborg. Throw another men's title fight on there. You got a card.
The co-main of Jones versus DC2.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Rousey Cyborg is the main event.
Yeah, that would be fight of the. I still think right now, for this year, Aldo versus McGregor, fight of the year. Like, that is the fight that they're making this year that will be the most watched.
Oh God, yeah,
for sure.
194. Shit, we should just tangent right now. Buy rate 194. We've probably talked about this numerous times, I'm sure.
If everybody's healthy,
changing.
Well, the problem is there's so many events, right, and stacked in a row.
Yeah, because that's that. I don't know if it's the 10th, 11th, and 12th or somewhere around there, but
if Rousey was on that card, I'd say 1.5 million easy. I think without her, probably $1.1 million, maybe something like that. Million, just over $1 million, I would say.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how much burnout do you have? That's the problem.
Yeah,
3 in a row, 3 nights in a row.
A lot of pay-per-views, yeah, and a lot of UFC to watch, a lot of MMA.
I'd say, yeah, I think you're right. If we didn't have those other two, that's 1.5. I'm going to go 1.2. 1.2.
Okay.
As we semi-answer your question and semi-don't.
Yeah.
Louis Caprice asks, Michael Bisping for president?
Of the Lollipop Guild?
Hey, I represent. We represent the Lollipop Guild. I love those little fuckers. I can support this as part of the pirate party. As long as we have the Captain Feathersword as the vice president.
Okay.
Captain Feathersword, for those uneducated, he's the pirate. He might be a gay pirate in the Wiggles.
As in happy?
Yes, super happy. Aye, aye, Captain. That might be SpongeBob SquarePants. There's another pirate.
Okay.
There's so many pirates.
Is SpongeBob a pirate?
Very fashionable. But there's a pirate that introduces the show.
Oh, okay. I never watched it.
I try not to, but little kids that kind of
Children's.
Try to avoid it at all costs. Brian Chiasan. Reasons why they don't just use tough for guys in the 20 to 15 slots and divisions, guaranteed good fights. And explain this question because I didn't quite understand it initially.
I think what he's asking is the guys who are in the UFC currently who are ranked outside of the top 15.
Okay.
He wants them to be on the Ultimate Fighter. Why don't they do that? I say because they don't need. I don't think that makes sense at all. I think for up and comers it's great. or for like if you want to do like a what's that like
comeback
show? That's it.
We haven't done that since was UFC 4 or something.
Yeah.
Matt Serra. That's how somebody wins a title. All right.
They should do a comeback show.
I'd
be down for that, but I don't want to see the Ultimate Fighter of like the guys outside the top 15. That's just silly. I don't like it. Good fights maybe, but still.
Yes. Ryan Krieger asks, he says, will there ever be another realignment of weight classes? I pretty much share Matt's view on the lighter fighters. Seems like below 155 is too close together. I don't know if the 10-pound difference versus the 15-pound difference to 170 plus. Something just seems off to me. Once it gets to heavyweight, wherever they set the minimum, no upper limit though. So will there ever be another realignment of weight classes?
I think they need to. I think given the landscape, they need to just make the betweeners less. There needs to be less distance between the weight classes. It would initially water things down, but I think they're pretty good at bringing in talent. And I'm sure there's enough fighters that would move around weight classes where they could create divisions that make sense.
That's right.
So.
And 135 and under,
kill them all.
You're all done.
Shoot them.
That's right.
In the kneecaps.
Unless you can, what we said, like inside the octagon, they have those two black, smaller octagons. Unless you can drop down a smaller cage when the little dudes fight, then I'm okay with it, WEC style. Mm-hmm. But until that, no. Because even that fight with, Benavidez and Bagatinov, these little guys with their little fucking stubby arms, they can't fight for shit. They're too fast. I mean, they can fight, but it's not my flavor. Go fuck yourself. Go somewhere else.
Too small.
That's right. I'm sorry. It's genetics. Genetics. And Rodrigo Machado will close it out. Here we go. Attention, guys. This list is going to be a long one. What do you guys think of this list that I found of the top 20? 20! Are you trying to kill us, my good friend? Hated MMA fighters. Agree or disagree? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the 20 to 11, and then we'll discuss 10 through 1.
Sounds good.
20, Ronda Rousey. 19, Vanderlei Silva. 18, Brock Lesnar. 17, CM Punk. He should be number 1. 16, Anderson Silva. 15, Chael Sonnen. 14, Rampage Jackson. 13, Jason Mayhem Miller. 12, Nick Diaz. 11, Matt Hughes. All right, 10, Ken Shamrock. I don't think he's most hated. He's kind of a tool. Mm-hmm. Number 9, Husamar Palhares.
I think he should be higher on the list.
Should be number 2. Number 2. Alistair Overeem. Number 8.
Nah. No hate there.
See. Number 7, Brian Caraway.
Why do people hate him? Because he's fucking Misha Tate?
Yeah.
Well,
or Misha Tate's fucking him.
I can't hate him for that, you know?
No.
If I was him, I'd be happy too.
Number 6, Michael Bisping.
Oh, he should be higher. For sure.
Number 5, Josh Koscheck.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Number 4, Tito Ortiz.
Really? I thought he was loved.
Well, he's loved until he speaks.
Okay.
If you every fucking post-fight conference and you got to give him 10 seconds to answer the question and just kill his mic. Kill the mic.
He was going to be beaten into a living death, remember?
That was awesome. Kicks a chair. Back when Dana White had some hair.
Yep.
Number 3, Vitor Belfort.
Nobody hates Vitor.
I know. He's so beloved.
It's this crazy list.
Number 2, Jon Jones.
Oh, he's up there. He's my number 1.
And number 1 is War Machine.
Well.
Blocked us on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't really think he's...
You know why? Because I think we put an article out about how Dog the Bounty Hunter was looking for him back in the day.
Yeah.
That one was linked a lot.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
Fuck that guy.
Dude, you did the shit, not me. Or
right.
Matt, It's like, hey, you do the time, you do the crime, or reverse
You get ass raped in prison.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
BBC.
All day.
I'm sure big dicks in your ass is going to be good for your health.
Mm-hmm.
Or your healths. It's like Friday, February 3rd. Or Saturday, February 4th. No. We're going to prison. What are you doing? Trying to go to knowledge?
Yes.
Sticking something in my mouth?
I'm trying to show you something.
All right,
that will make you happy.
Great. I'm super happy.
I present to you.
It's women.
Mr. Matt. I present to
knowledge.
you Jennifer Lawrence shoving marshmallows in her mouth
And we've seen her way naked.
Yes, we have.
And she's dirty.
It was
girl.
glorious, I would say.
I'm so impressed.
She looks like the kind of girl that you'd want to hang out with.
Yes.
I mean, you don't even need to, like, do any dirty shit. It's more like she'd just be cool to just have drinks with and chill and hang out and maybe do dirty things, but I don't know.
I bet she could fit her whole fist in her mouth.
Probably.
Is she going to stick her fist in her mouth?
I don't know why they're shoving
a little
marshmallows
girl.
in her mouth. Here we go. But it's like the cast of, isn't there another one?
What? Fappening Part 3?
Well, that would be nice too. But I'm talking about the Mockingbirds.
Yeah, they owe us one more.
Okay.
They're steadily declining.
I hate to admit that, but I like this series. I never read the books. I don't think I'll ever read the books, but I definitely like the movies.
Mm-hmm.
The movies have been good. I've enjoyed them.
We started here, but then
they're notching down.
Yes.
Maybe the last one will just. There's one more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
because it lost the gamey aspect and got more war-y.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
District 13.
Is that it?
I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Power to the people!
Yes. It's a dystopian future.
Kill Whitey! That's a Black Sheep?
Like the Chris Farley movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's up on stage trying to promote his brother, who's a politician, running for Congress, maybe? Donnelly. Vote Donnelly! He was back at stage smoking weed with all the Jamaicans. Gets up on stage.
I don't remember any of this. I was probably high.
Kill Whitey!
I was like high when I saw that movie. I don't know. Or
I don't
maybe
know.
I wasn't. Allegedly.
What? You don't do drugs.
Drugs are
I don't
bad,
know
okay?
What you're talking
okay.
about. Anything that goes in my body is all natural.
That's right. Especially BBC.
Exactly. Hopefully it's 2 at a time.
He takes it from
I
the
prefer to
vine.
be a double penetrated.
Nice.
That's right.
I
What do they
take
call that one?
them in my
Airtight.
nostrils.
Airtight.
A BBC in each nose and one in the mouth. Triple.
Who we sponsored by
My
this
ears.
week?
Time for sponsors. This show has been brought to you by
Ticket Network.
Yes.
You can save 5% off of $100 or more with code podcast5.
Yes, sir. And
slip that in.
defensesoap.com. I mean, now save 10%.
You just go to coupon page, save money, support your nuts.
Is it MMAnuts.com/coupons?
I don't know. Just go to the tab.
We
got
have a
tab.
link there, but we don't know what it is.
We got a tab.
Just go on the tab on the top and go to coupons and like see all the shit we
That's
represent.
right.
Listen, if you're still
Go.
watching at this point and
We
you
love
don't
you.
and you don't click on that shit, we do love you. If you don't click on that shit, go fuck yourself because you should be supporting this, the show at this point.
we gotta
Seriously.
keep this shit running.
That's right.
We're
You're
in,
watching right now. You have watched like 40 minutes of this goddamn show. Go to the coupon code, click on some goddamn links, and buy some shit. I don't even care what it is. Just buy anything.
We're almost in year 6, motherfucker. All right, we're like at 5 3/4 years into this. All right,
Yes.
we're making shit happen.
Isn't that like Harry Potter? Like something about 3/4? Isn't there like, you watch Harry Potter?
Uh-huh.
There's a station, right? Isn't it like something in 3/4?
It might be. I've watched them, but I'm never watching from the beginning to the end. It's like I'm always jumping in at some point because it's like the best of the worst that's on right now.
I got you.
What do I got? No, I might be medicated.
Could be.
Might be. That's the best for movies.
Medication?
But you gotta wait. You can't medicate until you're like.
Sorry.
You can't
What's
go
that
right
mean?
away, otherwise you don't remember jack shit.
Yes.
Like wait about an hour.
Sort of have like a panic attack. Or
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happening.
What
What's
the
going
fuck
on?
is
And
going
then at some
on?
point you snap out and you go, oh, I see. Okay. 90 minutes into a 120-minute movie,
Yeah.
you're like finally figured out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, unless it's The Hobbit in 3D and it's fucking a midnight showing. And be eating like 5 brownies and 100 lemon heads and a Coke and
That's a lot
I'm
of
just
sugar.
like, what the fuck is going on? I need to just shut it down.
Did you see
Shut
the
it
last
down.
one? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I saw the last
Is
one.
it good?
The whole series was not.
It's very long.
It's no Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. The books
It's
were good.
unfortunate.
I remember reading the books when I was in grade school, but I don't know. They seem very stretched.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of filler and not so much just slam it home.
Slam it home.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be it.
Shut it down.
My name's Igor Weigel.
Matt Griffith, thanks for playing.